Whoa.
Stony corals. I don't know how to go forward, but yeah, that worked. Okay. Andrew, second slide.
Okay, introductions to stony corals. They're the foundation of all coral reefs, or stony coral. They're made of calcium carbonate structure. Two types are colonial and reef builder, and can reproduce sexually and asexually.
Alright guys, so here we got some cool, wacky examples of stony corals. So first up, we got the staghorn coral right there. Wait, what? Yes. We got the brain coral right over here, because it looks like a brain. If you looked inside a human head, that's what you would see right there. Not coral, but a brain. Not yours. And then, wow. And then next we have pillar coral, which is right there, because it looks like pillars. And then we got elkhorn coral, and if you've ever seen an elk, their horns look like that, so yeah. And then smooth flower coral, which is these right here.
Okay, so over the past few decades, we've seen a decline of stony corals in our coral reefs down here in the Florida Keys. So, what was causing this? Why are our beloved corals just disappearing? Well, I'll tell you why. Boom, coral disease. We went out on the reef today and we were snorkeling and we saw quite a few of these. We saw like the white blotch and the black band and all those different coral diseases. Another one is coral bleaching. We also looked for coral bleaching today, which is when the coral gets stressed out and it dies from the temperature being too hot. And yeah, all of that. And then when boats run aground.
Wreck ashore.
So this basically means like when a boat goes into too shallow water and like maybe the hull like scrapes up on the floor and it like tears up the coral, the motor maybe like rips up some of the coral, or the all right. Oh, there's more. Okay.
These are some diseases affecting stony corals. You got stony coral tissue disease. It can spread pretty fast and just wipe out coral in the ecosystem. And yeah, it's pretty bad. Band diseases, which causes sort of like a black band around the coral, which widens. Yeah. And then it just spreads out the coral. Gigantism? Yeah. It's not one, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Oh, okay. So coral bleaching, which we already went over, but it's when you have high water temperatures. And there's also other things that can lead to it, but high water temperatures is one thing, like global warming and all that we're seeing a lot, where they get stressed out and then the algae is lost, and through their polyps, which is how they like survive by getting food and such. And then there's 3 stages. Healthy, there's like a perfect picture right here where you can see the transition. Jeez. Okay, healthy, where you can see it is colorful and happy. And then stressed, where it's like, oh wait, no, this is bleach. So down here. And then this is when algae takes it over afterwards, but the coral itself is not alive. It's just being dominated by other algae. And so they can't regain their algae, which typically means they die, but sometimes they are able to recover. But it's difficult for these stony corals.
Yeah, and then another thing that damages corals is when boats are aground. My bad. Anyways, so boats hitting the coral reef can cause damage because if you hit a coral reef with a boat, it'll break the coral. So there you go. It can really damage sections of reef that can either never recover or take hundreds of years to regrow if they ever do. Yes. So, the restoration of fragmented reefs. It's not all, well actually it is all bad news, but what can we do to fix it? So, with the diseased corals, they do this really cool thing called a fireline treatment, where they chisel around the dead or diseased sections of the coral and then fill it in with an antibiotic epoxy and stop disease from spreading. And then fragmented corals, they can take these and replace the dead and diseased corals with them, and they grow faster, and they help to rebuild the lost corals due to the disease. Bleached corals, one of the best things that we can do is just educational outreach in order to get people to promote and believe that climate change is a real thing, because it is. And when boats run aground, the easiest way to fix that is just regulations on boundaries on reefs. Regulations on boundaries on reefs, and to educate boaters so that they don't hit the reef. Yeah. Any questions?